The fight literally begins with Orihime, ends with Orihime, right?
Yep.
Then why does he want with Orihime getting fucked up?
I think it's one of those things like if you love it, you'll let it go get ripped to pieces.
Let it go to the afterworld? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
Warning, this Bleach podcast features many spoilers from the upcoming anime arc 1,000 Year Blood War. So if you've not read the manga or you do not want to hear spoilers for the upcoming arc, viewer discretion is advised.
What is up? Welcome to Bleach Boys. We're back. We're officially done with the movies for now until we have to go back and do the Hellverse. Who knows when. We have done the full Ulquiorra fight this time, all the way through.
It didn't feel like that was supposed to happen. Like, it felt they were going to just continually tease it. Like,
Yeah.
they even gave us a recap episode to start.
Well, they psych you out at one point, go back towards Rukia and like all of that.
But you called it.
Yeah.
But then it very quickly is like, oh, we're just showing really quickly what they're seeing, and then we're going back. And I was like, thank you, please, thank you.
And, you know, it would seem like they would do that on purpose to almost like link the stories, and then you realize the only time they linked it was when Ichigo blew a hole through the fucking top, and they're like,
And you're just like,
something's going on up there.
Yep. And like starting from the worst parts of the episode, we saw the whole fucking fight with Rukia, Renji, and Chad, and I
What
don't
the
even
hell
know
was
that guy's
that?
name. The Adhuka spawner guy
the
was
tree?
awful.
I forgot his name already.
Such an awful fight. And like I was saying, we were watching it. Pretty sure the first episode was all recap.
Yeah.
And then the two episodes after that, I'm pretty sure they were like half filler.
Because it was just
That's so
Chad and Renji just bullshitting.
Yes, I'm almost 100% they were both half filler, just killing random hollows for no reason.
And they made it seem really difficult. Like, ooh, this regular hollow. Ooh,
But then the
just
giant
one.
sand dude comes by.
Which is ridiculous. Absolutely. The guy who plummeted them into the Meadows Forest, the sand guy, his like great
Brother.
uncle or some shit shows up. He's like, I'm better than that guy.
But he looked exactly like him.
Looks the
the
other guy was
mask
your
is different.
typical color sand. So the other guy was yellow. This guy was like silvery, more like
That implies a golden one.
Yes.
But this guy is
Platinum.
like he ends up dying because they smash his mask. Basically, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we attacked his
Well,
head.
because he said he's basically still a hollow, and he's
But
not.
then surely the other one is too. Like, why isn't the other one got shattered by ice?
Yeah, I'm just. Oh.
Yeah,
That's all they did.
That's why Renji's like, "Where's Rukia?"
The ice worked. He must be really weak against ice. No, we cracked his mask.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like his whole strength, where he's like, I'm sand. You can't beat me. I'm sand. And then he just gets hit. Imagine Crocodile is like, oh yeah, I got this one weak point right in my dome. I know I'm sand, but best of luck.
That was lost on me, but thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, blood. That's how Luffy beat him.
It's ridiculous.
Well,
like that would have been cooler.
Yeah, right?
If
Like,
they
they get him
started
wet.
throwing blood on him, that would have been way cooler.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool. I gotta say though, all those fights that weren't the Ichigo versus Ulquiorra were trash.
I like the Yami one.
The Yami one with Uryu was actually
Uryu?
okay.
Yeah, the Yami
that
one's
one was
good.
pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. Uryu actually got a W for once.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he had Mayuri's little landmines and
was kind
stuff.
of funny.
I did like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Smart.
I like how he was just like, I fucking hate that doctor. You shouldn't shit talk that doctor though, because he made these specifically for you.
He took his time healing me, but I'm okay with that.
I'll allow that one in the sense that it's like that's a typical Uryu fight where it's like I thought about everything. It's 40 chests.
And it actually worked out this time.
Yeah.
It's like obviously aside from the not killing him fully part.
Yeah.
But like it actually worked out how he intended completely. Even to the point where I don't know if you guys caught it, where he's falling and he's like
And he says, "I cut."
He's
every
like, I
single
cut all
beam."
the pillars on the way up here.
Real dick move.
I would be so pissed. I'd be Yami
So
right
I
now.
just
I'd
took
be
out a
like,
couple just to make the floor weaker on my way up.
But I mean, knowing what we know now, that was probably the worst thing he could have done. You should have killed him because he just gets madder.
I don't
and
think
gets
he
bigger.
could have killed Yami though.
I don't think he could have either.
You don't
But it's like
think?
it's so weird because that whole exchange was so weird because you think about the first time, obviously they set up that like, oh, Yami's getting bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
Who knows? But they set up that like Ichigo is very concerned with Uryu and Yami.
Yeah.
And then he tries then obviously Ichigo's like, oh, I'd never had any concern, but it's like he was clearly
Yeah.
concerned. Also, Yami showed up and Ichigo cut his arm off almost instantly last time. So I don't know why Ichigo was concerned about this Yami versus Uryu fight, unless he thinks Uryu is some weak little bitch.
Yeah,
Which
he
he
does.
is. Let's
Yes,
be real.
He is, but he is supposed to like I don't know. At least at the beginning,
The
he was
rival.
supposed to be
He's
like
supposed to be his rival.
The rival.
And then they just gave rocket boots to Ichigo, and they're
He
like,
was
go with
supposed
it.
to be the Zoro to the Luffy.
Yeah, he really was, and they try to obviously recorrect that in 1,000 Year Blood War arc. Which, they try. But,
they did an okay-ish job here, though.
Yeah.
Like they made it seem pretty good.
They did.
I mean, the elevator trick he did.
Yeah, very cool.
That's on par with Ichigo.
I like how he's like.
I
I
always
learned
thought
I could
that
do
he
this.
could also just walk on the air.
He can, but I don't think
I
he
didn't-
knew that he could create a platform and then just go up.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. He's zooming on that thing
Can't
too.
she just reject gravity?
Orihime? I don't know if she gets any repulsion. I don't know if like the reject is the motion, like
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like the reject. I get what you're saying, like the pushing reject.
I've got okay. We'll get physics into it. She takes a column from here to there and rejects the existence of all the
Then she
atmosphere,
would
and then
fall.
just gets sucked up through it.
But what if she rejects the column and like she, like Doctor Strange starts getting sucked into the building, like
Yep.
Oh fuck!
they're like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. We're just gonna spawn this pillar on top of you. Sorry.
And then she's impaled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of cool. I like that. That's how you kill gods.
Yeah,
I'd
there's a
impale
lot
her.
of like Orihime's ability gets brought up a lot in this one because obviously it's OP as
Yeah,
fuck.
He started using it
Um,
without commands.
It's getting smashed left and right. Like it's
Yeah.
basically glass at this point. Anybody
But-
can smash it.
But before that, it was like Ichigo could fucking hit it and it wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything. Zaraki
yeah,
couldn't fucking
it
do
seems
anything.
to change its malleability.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like whenever it wants.
Ulquiorra is just that powerful,
Oh.
man.
Centipede chick's dead, right? She's gone.
Who?
Sorry, which chick?
Centipede. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Lolly.
Lolly.
Yes,
She-
they would
Lolita.
not name her Lolly. Okay, first of all,
What happened to the other one?
I
She
was
got
wondering that she got smacked into the wall. And we never see her
She's
again.
dead.
She got
just
one
straight
I'm
shot.
trying to like pull from my 1,000-year Blood War knowledge to know if those two are still alive because it wouldn't
Don't
surprise me if they were
remember.
both still alive.
My Yuri
'cause
might
it's
have
like
found them. I mean,
For
she did
sure,
Oh.
I would say Loli Yami declared her dead, so
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
she died on screen.
But the other one, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Voice did
Mentally,
not match
mentally,
the body.
Yeah.
So Waco Mundo just becomes like a female like Amazon paradise going on.
Oh
as
yeah.
soon-
Oh yeah.
hot.
yeah.
Hot. Send me there.
Hundo
coach.
percent no.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I have a lot of problems with pretty much everything that happened inside of Las Noches for these episodes we watched. Like
Yeah.
it was just not a great showing for anybody, and it's like the fact that obviously I know Ichigo's getting stronger because he's
Yeah.
basically like he's going Super Saiyan, like
Yeah.
near death, I get
Yeah.
stronger. But it's like he fights Ulquiorra the whole time, pretty much losing without
Yeah.
his mask on, and then he finally puts the mask on, about cracks his blade,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then it's like, oh, okay, gotta go up top.
Yeah.
But it's like you're not that much stronger. Like I don't know.
But and I had like on my gripes, it's the infrastructure of Las Noches.
Oh, that you
like,
can just cut right through
Ulquiorra
it.
just like,
Yeah.
I just gotta go up there real quick,
Yeah.
and then he fucking.
Hey, he's a law-abiding citizen of Las Noches.
Well,
okay?
there's also
he knows not to.
Yeah, he is law abiding. You are
But
right.
he can't blow through the top like Ichigo blew a fucking crater.
Ichigo doesn't give a fuck.
I know,
Yeah.
clearly.
But I mean, it would have been cool if while he did his resurrection and it was like spilling, that it would
Yeah.
spill on everyone down at the
That,
bottom.
they kind of did that
Yeah,
for
they
a
did.
second.
They
That
did.
would
Yeah,
have
but
been
it
really
just
cool.
didn't go
Like,
all
if
the
it
way
just,
down.
Like,
Yeah.
seed
No
out.
one else ever reacted to Ulquiorra, by the way. No
Yeah.
one.
They kind of said, "Oh, what the hell is that?" And that was it.
Yeah, they
They
react to spiritual pressure of Yami showing up,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, there's a second one." Then they go up to the roof. The only people who react are Uryu and Ishida. Everybody else is like, "Wow, we're so busy fighting this tree guy that is just absolute trash."
If
Wow.
you
Uryu
remember-
and Ishida?
What?
You said Uryu and Ishida?
Okay, you knew what I meant.
No,
Okay.
we didn't. Explain.
I was like, huh?
If we go to Power Mullet Aizen, when you can't feel their spiritual pressure, it's because they're on a different plane of existence.
Oh, that's true.
So
Or you fall
peasantry,
asleep.
all abouts down there.
Yeah, everyone's just like, hello?
I guess that's a good point. But then
Yeah,
it's like
smart.
that also does. I don't know. I guess the only person I would have a problem with is Ishida being able to
Yeah.
feel that. Then
Oh,
He's
that's
too
well, I think he
powerful.
was super close.
Yeah,
I,
you know, he's
he
just as
kept
strong
up.
as Ichigo.
I would also just like to point out, where the fuck is the rest of the other team? Like all the captains, they had no cameos
yeah, so we
whatsoever.
were trying to figure that out.
I'm
and
pretty
so
sure Mayuri's healing them or
just
something.
finished up healing Renji and
And Uryu.
Uryu. Does he have to heal Nemu as well?
I
she
think
was-
so. Yeah, she was
So-
beaten
so
pretty
yeah, she was,
badly.
like,
But he-
deaded, right?
He,
She,
he,
like-
he heals her though in
she
front of
just
them.
couldn't move her body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's possibly healing Nemu.
Okay, fair.
And I don't remember him showing. Oh, you know what? Last thing we saw him do was to go find all the research material
Yeah.
for Xyloparo. He opened up his
Oh,
underground
yeah.
lab. So
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. All right.
Fine with that right
Yeah,
on.
Alright,
Byakuya,
Byakuya.
he was injured last we saw. He had Rukia get healed first to go help.
So
Okay.
Hana-
And
Hanatoro's
then
probably-
he did. So Hanatoro's probably healing. And I think Asane was with
Oh.
Hanatoro at that point as well.
Yeah, so that means
So
Unohana might
I'm not
be
even
down
worried
at,
about them not
Kenpachi.
being there. Like I can, that's
Yeah.
fine. They didn't even have reactions. Like I didn't even get a huh or a huh.
Well,
What's
we
that?
we know from the future tense they're on the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's, I don't know what
so
you
think it would-
expect. Like,
no, I just if there was that kind of shit going on, I would expect at least Byakuya to be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Or I could easily take that guy. My friend Sam said I could.
yeah, but from a storytelling standpoint, that would ruin the reveal.
Okay.
Like, you can't ask for what everybody's doing. That would be so annoying.
Yeah.
If every time something happened, we got 8 different cuts of what was going on.
You think Bleach would not do that? They did that before. When the captains all showed up in Karakura Town, they're like, hey, we're all here as a group. Everyone, show your faces real quick.
But that was for a split second. You're asking, you want a full-on reaction.
Not even just,
he wants someone to be like this.
You want 7 different react videos going on at the same time.
Yes.
It's like,
okay, when the hole gets blown through the ceiling, at least give me a... Everybody's like, what the fuck was that? And then
but you forget that Ichigo had to go to the other side of Las Noches.
And he's very fucking far
I still
up,
think
the whole point was like, oh, we're holding Orihime in Tower 4 over there. And then it's like, okay, go Ichigo.
You're
and
clearly
he fucking
in Tower 13.
zoomed off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, by the way, you forget his Bankai is supposed to be him being fast, which just gets thrown out the window.
Yep. Tensou Zangetsu is supposed to be super fast.
Is it really?
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
He did it against Byakuya and became really fast. It was like, oh, okay.
That's why exactly. He was able to fight off all the Senbou and Sakura.
And it's like he just zoomed off, and it doesn't matter anymore because Ulquiorra just base is the same speed as Ichigo, apparently.
Yep.
I don't even know. Yami, obviously still alive.
Okay.
He's going to get fucked up by Kenpachi and not
Byakuya.
Byakuya, who we know they show up,
Yeah.
right? Unohana, Jose, you said Kenpachi, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, healed Kenpachi?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably healing Kenpachi. Because he did get fucked up from the Noitora fight.
He did.
So he's probably being healed by Unohana. And then I don't know where Unohana and any of the healers go after that.
And Beskar Olisane don't do anything, right?
I don't know where
she never does anything.
any of them go after that.
That's true. Yeah, that's weird.
They sit out. Mayuri sits out. Maybe they try and find a way out. I don't fucking know.
How do they get out?
I'm pretty sure they go to like Aizen's chair or something up there.
Ooh, I don't know.
He just had a fucking like
he has a
floor
button.
mat.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
there were a
shit.
couple of
I
times
feel like
like
Mayuri might have figured it out.
Yeah,
though.
there were a couple of times like when fucking Uryu was fighting Yami. I was like, I don't know how this leads to them with Kenpachi and Byakuya. Like, I could not remember.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know it ends there. I cannot for the life of me remember how it goes from here to here. And it's like,
And
they just
it
shoot
all
his ass
makes
down the
sense.
fucking
Yeah.
pillar. It's like, he gets sent down to ground floor.
And he's just like the Hulk.
I gotta say, Bleach doesn't. There's not very many high stakes for me in Bleach. Like, even if I know what's going to happen, it just doesn't feel. I forgot about the Yami Ulquiorra show up thing, and that was stressing me out for a little bit. I was like, somebody's gonna get like really hurt, right?
It was interesting, and it also like Ulquiorra is kind of supposed to be this character where I don't know how I would describe it. I want to say agnostic, but that's not what I'm thinking. Like he's in the middle, you know, like he doesn't
neutral.
Yeah, like he's obviously on the bad team, but he's not completely bad. He's like very intrigued.
Yeah.
Like
he's
very, very intrigued.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Sai almost from Naruto, where it's like he wants to learn more about them and gets interested
But
in
he's
them.
weird.
Yeah, and it's like, so
Sai's just a weirdo though.
he's not like doing all the brutal evil stuff. He's not like, he's just following orders and just doing his thing.
Yeah.
So that part where Yami shows up and like is ready to just destroy everybody, like it comes off as Ulquiorra being an asshole.
What does he just tell him to go fuck off? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like for him and Orihime having this thing, you know, this whole thing.
That's bae.
He's just basically okay with her getting fucked up, and it's like he does nothing to stop that. Like I thought for sure that he would do
You
something
think he'd step
to
in
help.
like Grimjo did?
Yeah, to do something.
Why did he protect her though? Remember?
It was just purely. Are you talking about Orihime?
Because Ulquiorra fucking hops in, slices something real quick. I can't remember who he sliced. I think it was.
He stopped Ichigo.
Oh, it was Ichigo coming after.
Yeah, he didn't.
Well, he
protect
was
her.
going for the
But
Getsuga.
he fucking blocked it, and he's like, "Don't take this as like me trying to protect you." To the two Arankar chicks.
Yeah, he protected the Arankar chicks.
But he said, "I'm not trying to protect you."
Yeah, but so.
Well, because he meant Ichigo would probably.
Yeah, but I was
hurt-
answering your question. You asked who he's trying to protect. I
he
said he was
was?
the two. He was, and he says I'm not. But he protects the two Arankar chicks from Ichigo attacking them.
But it doesn't make sense. Why would he? I think
because he's trying to fight Ichigo.
You think it was just because he's like, "Hey, I'm over here."
Yeah, that's purely what it is.
Yeah.
He said he wants to fight Ichigo, and that's
really
why.
annoying.
And that's why I'm saying he comes off as an asshole when he's not supposed to, because he's supposed to be this middleman who like he hasn't really done any outwardly evil things.
Yeah.
And he just comes in and is like, yeah, go ahead and fuck up Orihime, sure, rip her head off. I'm gonna go fight Ichigo over here.
Yeah.
It's like when
Well,
he
'cause
clearly
he's like-
has this like thing for her that he's like trying to figure out, and he's like, okay.
But he's also intrigued with Ichigo, and he wants him to fight at his fullest, which he knows he can't do if Orihime's just there.
Yeah, you're right.
I also would say they kind of hint at it, and I think this is where Tight's actually trying to tell a story, is that he's like slowly getting more interested and like into the human realm.
Yeah, before we jump ahead, Ichigo does say you're becoming more human, which angers him a bit.
Yeah. I think it's him being like human-like, and he's kind of like toying around with the thought. I also agree with Jose. I think it's just like, oh, she dies. Like, what are you gonna do,
originally
Ichigo?
the hollow hole is supposed to represent them not really having hearts and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we find out it's in his hand.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
in the
come
palm of his hand.
But like that's what the whole thing. Like the fight literally begins with Orihime, ends with Orihime, right?
Yep.
Then why does he want okay with Orihime getting fucked up?
I think it's one of those things like if you love it, you'll let it go, get ripped to pieces.
Let it go to the afterworld. Like what the fuck? Like that's crazy.
Those girls would not be able to kill Orihime, though.
I think so. He was trying to force her to become a hollow because she's gonna die in Las Noches, and it's gonna be like,
That's
wow,
my waifu.
He's like,
I mean, that's his waffle.
he.
But like even he like remember at one point he said that he's basically that she is already theirs. Like there's
Yeah.
no saving her.
He didn't really elaborate.
No,
on
not
that.
at all. But it's
Yeah.
like surely she's technically part of the team then. Like what the fuck?
Does she get
Part
like
of
a
the
theme
ship,
song?
part of
And
the
he
crew.
also is like, Aizen, which, Aizen's the one that's like, oh, I don't need you anymore, Orihime.
Yeah.
But he would clearly like to have Orihime. That's not a
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
ability to have.
Yeah, well,
You're not going to say, yeah, let's throw away the time reverse ability, please. It's like, no, I'll go ahead and keep that one.
yeah, because what?
It's just
I'm
like,
trying to think
Yeah.
of like a world where Aizen no longer needs that. And it's
there's
just
not.
like,
There's
it just
not.
doesn't matter.
The only, like, a little legitimate reason, which if this was true, he would just tell Ulquiorra to kill her, is like
Yeah,
if he wanted
that's
to
true.
get rid of her.
And
Yeah.
Like, if
Ulquiorra
the power
already
was too-
stated, I'm not going to kill her. I
Yeah.
haven't been ordered to.
If the power was too threatening to Aizen, he'd be like, yeah, fucking take her out. But it's like
Yeah.
he clearly didn't, and it's like he would like to have that ability. I'm sure it's fantastic.
Because like the only time I feel like he would have her murdered, and he could totally just do it himself,
Yeah.
is if she went to reject his existence.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think Aizen would let that happen. It's
Yeah, I don't
Orihime.
either.
She does. I'm not.
But it's
saying
like that
she's-
is obviously like a slight possibility. What I
Yeah.
was saying, and it's like, so if he wanted her taken out, he would just take her out. Like I don't understand.
Also, how long did it take for her to regrow Grimjow's arm?
not long.
Not long.
Like a couple seconds.
yeah.
Why is it anytime she uses it on the main character, it's like a fucking 3 episode?
Because they got their
ordeal?
asses beat.
Well, who are you talking about?
Like when Ichigo fought Noitora and he got fucked up, so she had him in the bubble the whole time, and then he had
Yeah,
a
I think
hole
there
in
might be
his
like
chest.
something about that where, because it's like they talk about multiple times. Let's go the first time that she got fucked up.
Yeah.
By, like that took him a long time too. When
Oh.
Ulquiorra showed up and fucked him up the first time.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, he put a lot of his energy in him or whatever.
Oh,
so
so
it's
she's
like
not-
it takes like a long time.
But she's not. I feel like they didn't really understand what they
Boys,
had for
boys.
her power, though.
Quickly-
Definitely not.
Quickly
Yeah.
though, we talked about regeneration, right? Couldn't
Oh.
Grimjo just regenerated his arm?
No, because Ulquiorra says that all the other ones give up their powers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. so
Their powers of
okay,
regeneration
Okay,
to
that
do
makes
that.
sense. I was like,
But he said
Wait.
they give up high speed regeneration. So like,
So
it's,
that's
is
what I
normal
meant.
speed
I
regeneration
made
there.
that argument, and then after he loses all his organs, he's like, "They are not coming back." And I was like,
Well, he
"Buddy!"
he said he couldn't regenerate his organs
Yeah.
or his brain.
I thought he said I can't do high speed regeneration on those. So I thought, oh, like
I
slow
think
speed.
that they're just saying like the only type of regeneration we have is high speed.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like not any other middle ground. Like
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's legitimately it. They could have just said regeneration.
And so when they're fucking picking their stat sheet, they're like, "Who needs me to be?
Yeah.
I don't need to grow an arm
I
back."
think that they
That
literally just
sounds
say,
like my D&D characters don't need any healing abilities.
Yeah.
All in power.
Like, I think that's what they're saying because yeah, he like I thought the same. Like they keep saying high speed regeneration,
Yeah.
and I don't know if maybe that's to match up with the dub voices or what.
But wait, what Hollow has ever used high speed regeneration ever?
Yeah, almost none
Yeah,
of them.
no,
so.
no.
Like,
Well,
I've
he does
seen-
say he's a special one though.
But no, they all
But he
have
no,
that.
he says
Oh,
he's
no.
special because he kept it.
Yeah.
He said that all the other ones gave that up.
Oh, could you imagine being like if he was in the room full of the Espada? He's like, I kept mine. Like, did you guys keep yours? And he just sits there hacking his hand off every fucking day. He's like, I can do
Yeah,
this.
he's like double special because he gets the second release and he gets
Yeah.
the. It's like really what a jackass.
Second
also,
releases-
they kept the rule only for 4 or lower,
Which is
For-
ridiculous.
no.
That's ridiculous.
He should have been 3.
No one starts the rule at 4. Like
I feel like they shouldn't
5
have
and
made.
up. Yeah.
Yami should never have been 0 because he was wasted as a character. Like he should have just been a fucking
he
joke.
was pretty
character.
funny this
I
episode.
like them. Yeah.
He was, but
Yeah.
I meant as like a raging dinosaur dude, and
Yeah.
they should have had Stark as 0, and then it should have been 3 or higher, and then
They should have
my
just not
OCD.
had a 0. Like
yeah. I thought
you don't
Stark was
count a
it.
0 in a top 10 list. Like what is that?
They also
It's a
don't.
bonus. Fuck you.
They also don't show off how good Stark is gonna could be as the number 1. I thought he'd be way more badass.
Yeah, there's a lot of ambiguity still about like because for all intents and purposes, I mean, even you would take Ulquiorra at base like resurrection for
Yeah.
4. he doesn't get much more powerful. He does the same moves over and over again.
Yeah.
But he's
just
fast.
faster.
Yeah, it's
he's like drinking coffee when you're tired.
yeah. He's faster
the same
and he
meme,
has
but
that the
fast.
lightning blade.
Yeah. He does the cool lightning blade shit. I like
what
that.
is the lightning blade thing?
He's like, instead of having a fucking sword, he has a fucking
He creates that like
harpoon.
yeah.
He did the harpoon in the first
No, yeah, that's what I mean. The lightning blade.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh,
But
in
the
his first
second-
release
you're-
form?
Are you talking about second release
No,
form?
I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah, he
you're
has
on,
the first. Yeah, okay.
but he
first-
just doesn't call it by its name until he gets
it's
the,
something
like,
different. No, I think it's a
Well,
different
it's the
move.
Spanish. Yeah, well, lightning blade is.
Is that
technically
what it's called?
It's
I thought it was
lightning
like-
lance.
Yeah,
Lightning lance is what he calls it.
this is getting heated.
Anyways.
Keep going. I
But
don't know.
no,
I have
but
no-
it's like he gets a fucking spike that's made out of fucking Cero energy, and then when he fires it and it's the fucking second form, that's when it's the lightning lance, and it's like all fucky. Because he doesn't.
Are you sure?
He does. Well, yeah, it's the only time he does the.
Because remember when he was in his like
and-
toga-looking form, he pulls something out that's kind of like he uses it as a sword.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He throws
doesn't-
it as a spear. He doesn't ever throw it to blow shit up.
Yeah.
He only
Okay,
does.
maybe
the
the
blow shit.
explosion gets added in the second form.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think so.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why he calls
But it
it the
also
lightning
gets like
lance.
a head and tail. It's kind of fucky. Like
It does get a little bit of
yeah.
a design.
Okay.
I think
really
it's
riveting content. I
Great
know.
name though.
It is super cool.
Yeah, it's so good. You guys can remember it.
Yes, yes.
It was really good.
I called it. I'll let him.
Lance
figure.
de Rampliego or something like that.
Close. You're really
Yeah.
Jose?
Is it Lance? Or
Yeah,
Lance?
Jose does it now.
Lanza de Relámpago.
None of us can confirm if that's right or
Say
not.
Aranero!
None of us can confirm that.
It totally did. I saw it. It was on the subtitles that we didn't get. Fucking hell. This is rough. Anyway,
We're now at the fight.
do we want to go into the fight?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're already talking about
Yeah,
it.
shit's
so-
lit.
Yeah, the animation, by the way, for these whole episodes were very good.
The one with Orihime crying was really good. I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
only
wow.
one that it gets really weird is when they do panning shots for some reason. And it gets really choppy. And I don't know if that's
Yeah.
on Hulu's
It did
side.
seem
I
weird.
think it's the internet or something.
But
Like, it has
it's
to be
only
Hulu.
like a certain panning shot where it gets choppy because they did like ones where they pull out, like
Yeah.
they pull out the camera and it's smooth. It's
Yep.
really
Yeah.
smooth. But the ones for some reason like where they're panning, it's like
Yeah.
chick. It's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It was super fucking weird. I noticed that too. It didn't look good.
No, it really takes you out of it too. It's like it goes from a nice shot to like slideshow, but not on purpose slideshow.
Yeah.
They also did a random slideshow that kind of bugged me for Orihime. It was
when it
right
zoomed into her face.
Yeah, it went choo choo choo.
Yeah.
That one was
it super
intentional,
That,
though.
stupid.
that one was on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't get
It
it.
was doing the
though.
reaction shot you wanted. It was going.
Yeah.
But I
like,
need 7 other people.
I know. It was just one face. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I needed to see Byakuya like on his side, being like, "Yeah, stitch here, please."
So like Uryu, right? He goes up to help. Obviously, he can sense the spiritual pressure. I would assume.
Yeah,
I thought he'd be shitting bricks.
Yeah. Well, who does he think he is?
I mean,
Apparently-
he thinks he's a god.
Who does he think he is?
Ichigo got dunked on, like full,
Oh yeah.
full
the
fucking
minute they're
dunked
up
on.
there.
He lost the whole time, and it's like obviously. Which this is 2 big fights, by the way, the 2 most iconic fights that we talked about last time. He won purely because of Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both fights.
and he didn't even like that.
Yeah.
I forgot that he's like cut my arms off and cut my leg off. Right.
I
I
after.
mean,
remember that either.
he said the same thing to Byakuya when he lost too. He was like, "Oh, I didn't win that. That wasn't me." He did the same thing.
Oh yeah, I would be really mad.
Yeah, and it's like so the 2 big fights that he's won is because of his Hollow mode.
That Hollow mode is way stronger than the Byakuya fight mode, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
most definitely.
I just, Sam, I'm gonna start a fight with you. I don't see Byakuya ever winning that fight against
Okay, because
Second
here's where you're wrong. Let me tell you.
Hato is not good enough.
The only reason that worked out really well for Ichigo and for Ulquiorra, they're both one-trick ponies. They're both one-trick ponies. Getsuga, fucking Green Lance bullshit.
Yeah.
Fight, clean.
Bullet, pew.
They do the same thing. Fucking Ichigo, oh, look, I can cloak mine. Oh, look, I can make mine explode. It's like, you guys do one move. It's like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
fair.
It's just one move.
But-
and it's the same thing where it's like, if he fought someone that had any other move, he's fucked.
I'm just gonna say I gotta bring in another anime, Zenitsu. He only has one move, God tier character.
But it's like, fucking Ulquiorra's one move that he's like, I don't know, his lance.
Yeah.
It's
doesn't
not
even know
even
how to
that
control
good.
He doesn't know how to control it.
Like,
I
he
agree with-
fucking misses the first one.
He was just threatening him. Like, I can do that. But then he pulls another one out. He's like, I just want to let you know you are
Like, and
fucked.
obviously it could be a different fight with Byakuya and Ulquiorra because Ulquiorra was toying with Ichigo a lot for that first fight.
Yeah,
Big time.
Well, he was getting heated as fuck because every
Yeah.
time he saw him holding the sword, he's like, "What the fuck is this bitch on?"
Yeah.
He'd be like, this one doesn't
And
even
like
have
he
a
was
sword.
purposely not killing him. Like he was just like throwing him into shit and stuff.
It's like a lion. They toy with their food or something.
I just don't see like I see where you're saying like technique wise, Ulquiorra and Byakuya would be matched. But I don't like
Byakuya is arguably faster, if not as fast as Ichigo, and he's more skilled in everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else possible than Ichigo.
I think he would get his
Imagine
fucking
him
ass
with
and he
handed
would have
to him.
no hesitation too.
Imagine him with a
Zero
hollow
hesitation
mask.
from Byakuya.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ichigo and Ulquiorra are playing this fucking emotional game. There'd be
I have
zero,
to beat you.
be zero hesitation.
I did like the honesty though from Ichigo. He's like, I don't think I can win this, but I'm literally going to have to do this until I die.
My woman wants me to do this.
Yeah, that they kind of fucking really just ham-fisted that in there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you know we're of one heart? Yeah, that's what's happening for the
Yeah.
rest of the series. I know that we shipped it, but that's
No,
what's
they
gonna
shipped
happen.
Rukia Ichigo very early on, and
it
looked great.
I don't want Sam to win any argument, but I full ship that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would ship
It has-
Mel. I would ship Rukia. I would ship probably not Ikaku, Shiba's.
Like there's
chick.
so many better options
Yeah.
for Ichigo. And then like this one moment they're like bam, bam, bam.
Did you
bam.
know we've loved each other
like
since we were embryos?
Look how much Ichigo wants to save her. Isn't this
Yeah.
cool? Isn't this cool?
I know why,
Also-
guys. It's the orange hair. They
Also-
both have the same hair color. Where else are you gonna find someone like that?
Did you remember when fucking
Hello?
I just had a full brain fart. Ulquiorra was getting mad because Ichigo wasn't using his mask,
Yeah.
and Ichigo's like, "Hey, I'm gonna use my mask." Uryu, protect her, even if you have to fucking die. Like, what
Hey.
the fuck?
His response: I was already gonna do it.
Also, what the fuck? Like, that seems so weird. And then there was like that point where you got mad because Uryu started being like, and it was at that moment I
You started
realized
narrating.
I
Yeah.
was the narrator,
Yeah.
and it was me the whole time. Ichigo's dead now.
Like
and
that's crazy. He doesn't do it at the end of this episode.
Yeah, he
no,
doesn't.
doesn't ever do it at the
There
end of
was
last
no-
episode. we
Well,
see.
he had serious trauma right now. He got stabbed in the gut.
I didn't
No
see
arm.
him at like the old porch, and that's when I
No.
remember Ichigo was about to get his ass handed
and
to
he
me.
doesn't ever do it ever again.
No.
Like, he never narrates.
But when he was doing that, he was getting like super sentimental with Orihime, and it almost felt like they were trying to.
They've
make
had
something.
a thing before.
Yeah. Oh,
they
really?
have clearly had
That was
like
really
they've-
early on.
Those two have had a couple of moments. Like they were also the first two to meet up in Soul Society together. Was
Oh.
Ishida and her.
And I would be cool with that.
Yeah, they had a couple of cool moments where they kind of had a thing together.
Does Chad have that with her?
No,
No, Chad's
Chad
just her
doesn't have
homie.
that with anybody.
Does Uryu get shipped at all? Like, does he? Besides the bounce chick, like, is there like at the end of the anime? Does he get anyone?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think Uryu's just kind of the odd one out.
Yeah,
Does he just get one or Sanderwich dead bodies?
Yeah,
like,
I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
talk back anymore.
but it's like they did set him up like a couple of times, but obviously she's gonna end up with fucking Ichigo.
I think it's cheap. I don't like it. I
Yeah.
would have liked the Rukia thing, but I know people are like, "Oh, she's 300 years old" or some shit like that. It's like,
It doesn't
okay.
matter.
Okay, you know what would have been cool?
That's
for
like
this
Ishin
fight?
and his wife.
Oh
For
yeah,
her
true.
name.
Yes, Masaki.
Masaki.
If say in this fight, Ichigo versus Ulquiorra, he loses. All right,
Okay.
he loses. He
I'm in.
dies. Dead. Ichigo's dead.
Yeah.
Move on.
All right. They also kill off Uryu. Dead.
Oh,
He's dead. All right.
keeps
yes.
Orihime.
The rest, he keeps Orihime. He maybe imprisons the other Soul Reapers that are there. Who knows?
I know what you're gonna say.
But then Ichigo has to go back. Like he gets obviously sent over to Soul Society because he dies, and then like he doesn't come back until like 200 years later or something like
because
that.
he didn't remember.
Because he didn't remember.
Yes.
So like he had to like actively like join the Soul Society again and like become a Soul Reaper. And now there's new captains that have come in. Obviously, it can't be 100
stayed,
years.
right? He would have stayed in Las Noches.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
the guard dog.
Yeah.
He's Cerberus.
He would have
Okay.
chilled. So, and obviously they would either have to have stalled out Aizen, or because I don't think that if Aizen wins, all Soul Society's done.
Yeah.
So it's like a Soul Society has to survive at some point. So maybe they lost. Maybe they,
Urahara comes back and he seals him this time instead. They
Aizen?
put him in the chair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. Maybe it's a timer.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
time seal.
Yeah.
So they managed to stall him temporarily, and then now they like Ichigo is rejoining Soul Society. There's new captains. They lost all the other captains. That Byakuya, Kenpachi, they're dead.
Rit. Okay.
Wait, but did Rukia make it out alive?
Maybe she's being held captive. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
We don't know.
Hot.
We don't know who survived, who lost. We saw a couple of them get their heads cut off, Byakuya and Kenpachi. It's like,
I know.
Wait, so Ulquiorra comes down. He's like, I win.
no,
all these fights.
everybody gangbanged them.
Who's there to gangbang?
Everybody.
Oh wait, what? Who's everybody? It's literally just
In this
Ulquiorra.
story I'm making up,
okay.
it's over, and they all come
okay.
back and gangbang them. That's the
Okay.
whole point of the thing. Aizen's like, I'm gonna keep you guys there, and then I'm gonna come back and fuck you guys up.
Yeah, but he has to beat Karakura Town, and if he beats Karakura Town, then Soul
He
Society's
could
gone.
potentially get sealed back to Hueco Mundo only. Okay.
Oh, you got me, boys.
Yeah.
I'm starting back
So
at
he's
square one.
stuck back there.
But while we're here, we're going to decapitate all the other captains.
Yeah.
That's
They have to
Aizen
make
like.
the decision. Head Captain Yamamoto is like, whoa, do I seal Aizen in there with my own troops? Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
what happens. It
You
was a
fought
ploy.
well, my captains.
He knew this was going to happen because the real Karakura Town Oken didn't exist. You had to go back to Hueco Mundo forcibly and
No,
kill
you're
a
not
bunch
writing
of
this story.
captains.
You're off the writing board. You're not
And
writing
the
this story.
Oken is created and he goes
Nope.
to Soul Society.
You're off the writing
You're
board.
fired.
Sorry. Fired.
Am I with proportions, guy?
Yeah, you're on the curbs.
Josh is just gonna make boobs gigantic.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
That's it. That's it. And then they have
So-
to recontinue this fight like a couple hundred years later, so it's different.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I'm just saying this is the second fight he's bullshitted with Hollow. I'm just saying.
I no, but you have to like admit it had to go that way. Like they don't introduce Hollow and not allow that shit.
Could have gone that way later. I don't know why he has to. The
I feel like
two major fights, which the two most iconic people they've been building up, him fighting each time, he bullshitted with Hollow.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's because he went Hollow. It's iconic.
I mean, maybe, but
I think what made it iconic was the fact that all Espadas only have the one resurrection, and then he has the second level, and then
Yeah.
he looks like a badass.
which he blew that, by the way. He blew that. I didn't remember that Ulquiorra shows his second release just because.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's
no,
ridiculous.
Because he was irritated. He was just like,
That is
I'm going to show you how
ridiculous.
much more stronger I am.
You know, as a Wikipedia guy, they all represent different like sins.
Yeah, he's despair. He says it a
He's
billion
despair.
times.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you know Kazushine is made for reaping
Yeah.
lives? He's despair. He wants him to despair. He wants to break.
Yeah,
his
he
spirit.
says that
Yeah.
before he does it. I obviously
just
understand
want-
that. I watched the
that's
show,
why.
unlike
I was
you.
just making sure.
I
'cause you
watched
clearly
it.
Didn't get the fucking boy. My boy.
There's
type.
no point to him doing that. He's already in despair.
He was not.
Yes,
kept-
he was.
He held the
He
blade.
didn't become in any more despair after that.
He held. Okay.
Even after he did second release, he was still like, I have. That's when he says the line.
well, he was getting real
That's
mad. then.
ridiculous. It's so
Oh my-
ridiculous.
That's why Ulquiorra was getting real mad.
You know, like whenever they have the fights, whoever shows special ability first loses. He blew two of them.
He did.
He blew
Yep.
two of them.
and he was still winning.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to do that. He didn't become more despaired.
No.
He really did not.
Well, he was expecting.
The only time that he really became despaired was when he was fucking dead and he could still hear.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Right?
Like, that was a bullshit.
Or
Like,
he
why
was
would he
trying
do
to keep him
that?
alive.
Well, okay, I have a theory. He was going to the Soul Society to start your arc, and he was getting he was
got
in the
dragged
valley.
back out.
He was in the Valley of Screams, you see.
Yes.
And then
yes.
he was like, I gotta come back.
It's canon, I hear.
It is
so.
canon. I don't know. I think it was one of those like, oh, I have like a royal flush, whatever the fuck. Fucking Ichigo doesn't know this.
But, like,
I'm
if
a
they-
double down. Ichigo's like, fuck it, I have nothing left to lose.
YOLO.
Doubling down again.
But imagine if they start fighting and then Ulquiorra was like, oh, well, I have a second one too. So, and then they go again. It's like, that would have been so much better. I didn't realize that he just shows it just because he wants to.
Yeah, well, yeah, he just dunks on him from the get. He never really had to show the first, or even the first one. I feel like he could have gotten.
Yeah,
away
the
without him
first one, he
showing
was
it.
kind of like, oh, you almost cracked my blade. Okay, I'm going to go up top and release.
Yeah, but he was pulling Kenpachi. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna hold this hand
Yeah.
right here the
Yep.
whole time.
He
And-
was winning the whole time. That's why I don't understand. Like, the first one, I get where he's like, okay, he actually maybe cracked my blade. I'm going to go
Yeah.
ahead and release because he gets a full heal.
Yeah, full.
But the second one, like, what the fuck?
yeah,
What the absolute fuck?
Just because.
I think it was a big dick moment for him, and he's just like, I don't get to show anyone this, and
Big dick vibes, dude. Big
Dad's
dick vibes.
not home, so
It
you
was
know.
ridiculous. I was just like, what would he expect? Like, imagine he did second form release,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And then he beat Ichigo, but obviously he got a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Then what?
That-
Then what does he go from there? What
He
if someone
goes
else
on
what if
decapitating all the
someone
other
else shows up and
captains.
fucks him up?
Yeah.
He's super mega weakened at that point.
Yeah, Byakuya
Yeah.
comes in and just whoosh.
Imagine this. Imagine
Okay.
this. He fights in the first release form. He same outcome happens, right? But his organs are all gone. No problem. I have full heal for release number 2. So I'll just full heal for release number 2.
You know, Sam, it reminds me of like when you play games, you get like a health potion. You never thought you had needed a health potion, so you have like 32 of them, and you have like maybe you lost 10 life. You're like, throw 3 of them out there. And then you realize you get to the hard boss and you needed all those 3 fucking health
No,
potions.
you save the items the whole way through.
He doesn't play.
He
doesn't play those kinds of
You
games.
forget you had the items.
You never use the items.
Yeah, I agree.
You always
He
use
wasn't
the
even
heal.
damaged in first form.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
I
I'm
get
saying,
it.
yeah.
I mean,
It makes
not even first resurrection. I mean normal form.
Yeah, it makes no sense for him. He did get damage in normal form though. He did. He got sliced
what?
across the chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has instant regeneration.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't even.
Doesn't use it.
Also,
and it's like, it lets here's a what if on this. So there's a point where Ulquiorra regens, but he's like, my organs are gone. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, this is all for show.
He's got
What
the
if
poon-poon
Orihime just
legs.
started healing him right there? Would he be fine?
She was being a bitch.
Yeah.
That was what we clearly. Loli. She's just like, oh fuck, that bitch got hit. Let me heal her up real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking Muramasa. Let me heal him up real quick.
I think they try to write that off because obviously you could ask the same question about when Ulquiorra, Grand Race arrows Ichigo to the chest.
Yeah.
Because Ulquiorra tries to tell her, like, oh, even if you got him, which she does, your power is not enough to bring him back.
I think-
which that's the first time I've ever heard of
Do you
her
think
having
it's just
some
because
sort of
his
limit.
power is so much more
I-
stronger than hers?
No. I think it was like it doesn't matter how many times you fucking bring him back. It's going to be the same fight.
No,
Like,
that's totally untrue
no.
because the part of the reason that they were all scouting out Ichigo is because his growth potential is insane. Like he
Okay.
grows really fast, and he
Okay.
even like notices
his
that when
hair
he's-
was insane, right?
He even calls him out on that with the hollow mask. Like,
All that
okay, you can
biotin.
fucking hold that for a long time
Yeah.
now, bud. It's like he can tell he's getting stronger and stronger. So I don't think he would allow that.
Did they ever explain it?
Ichigo is a Saiyan?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Is that just like a hey, every time you get close to death, you get that much stronger?
Like a thing before Dragon Ball Z.
oh, it's just
Yeah.
whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, I don't understand. And it's not even like he didn't even say like the last time he's like, oh, well, Ulquiorra infused his energy and like did it on purpose so you can
Yeah.
bring him back. It's like he just Grand Race arrowed him. Like surely you can bring him back.
I in my headcanon feel like it's you can bring him back. It's not going to make him stronger in that sense. I think he's one of those guys where he just wants to tell you what he wants because he says at the very end is like, you guys didn't do what I told you to do. Like you still didn't do what I made you or like told you to do. The
Like he
whole
wants
entire time.
absolute control?
Yeah, and I think he was trying to like.
You're saying
mind
so you're
trick-
saying Ulquiorra's a liar.
Yeah, he's a fucking
No,
liar.
he never lied. He never lied.
I think
Name
Take
one
off-
time he lied.
maybe
Never
not
lied.
a liar. Maybe not a liar.
You're
Maybe manipulative and
No,
forces
no,
you
no,
into
no,
a
no,
way.
no. You're misconstruing what he said.
Bastards.
He was saying like even to the very end, you guys never did what I did. Not like I tried to get you guys to do this.
Yeah.
It was like I want like this is what I expect you guys to do, and you never did. Like that's why
okay.
he's so intrigued with the humans. He's like he doesn't understand how he even calls Ichigo out like a normal person would give up. Like I
Yeah.
don't understand why you're
That's
not
fair.
doing that.
Because I have a second form that I
Yeah,
just totally
He's like
blew
I'm
on you.
literally
Yep.
fucking you up, and that's where that line you fucking quoted earlier is like
Yeah.
I have to kill you or whatever. It's like
yeah.
that's why he's like I don't understand. Like help me. It's like what the fuck is your problem?
I'm just gonna go back to my earlier statement. He's just becoming more human. He got cocky.
Well, yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
point of
Yeah.
it. That's the whole point of the fight.
He
Yeah.
finds his heart at the end.
Yeah.
It's in the palm of his hand.
But what
Which
do you
I
mean-
don't
what-
get. Why is
that-
it?
I think
I don't have a
Somebody
meaning for that
explain
one.
that to me,
I think
Jose. You're the
figuratively-
Ulquiorra guy. Come on.
He's saying it because he finds his heart in Orihime. So
But they
when he
don't
points
ever.
this
They
way-
don't ever touch.
Yeah, she fucking bitch dust slaps him.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Like if it was in his hand when he was saying that, it's gone.
Do you think when he asked like, "Are you scared of me?" She's like, "No, because I'll touch you and you'll fucking fade to dust."
Yeah,
Like,
because that's
such
bull-
a threat.
I would like when he said that, I was like, oh no, because she's clearly more scared of Ichigo now. It's like,
Yeah.
that- yeah. Regardless, Ulquiorra is bullshit, and Byakuya could beat him. So also Xyloparo could beat him. So
Oh.
that was a really good point.
Yeah.
I still retain my he's a speedy boy.
but I have to imagine, right? Okay, so Xyloparo is the Mayuri of the Espadas, right?
Oh, you
I
went
would
with Batman
assume-
bullshit.
Well, no, I would assume that if I was Xyloparo and I had the ability
He'd have a
of creating dolls for
contingency?
everybody, I would already have dolls for everybody.
Yeah.
I would just assume that just in case of emergency,
Do you think he has one for Aizen?
I would imagine Aizen told him to. And obviously not Aizen. But I
Oh.
would imagine Aizen would be like, yeah, hey, make a doll for everybody, I'll keep it. It's like, I would keep that shit.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's like anybody tries to fuck up you, and clearly, if Ulquiorra can't regen his eternal organs, nobody
Yeah.
else can. It's like you get insta kill everybody.
I still think maybe he would kill Ulquiorra, but I think Ulquiorra would kill him right after.
No, you're ridiculous.
He was able to stand with a limp leg, like a little fucking twig for a leg, and he was able to throw Ichigo's
So he
sword
never
and pull out
So
another
Xyloparo
lamp.
never does the brain, so I don't know if the brain is part of his abilities. But
But I still think like Ulquiorra could last long enough to fucking lance him.
Yeah, I could see
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
I'd
He
say
will die.
In terms
No,
of raw
disagree.
power, yeah. But
You think Xyloparo would be able to be like, I have crushed all your organs.
Yes.
And I can stand,
Xylopar revives at one point.
Yeah,
Because
he
he
moves
eats
his
things.
organs.
right?
Yeah, but no, he like comes out of Nemu. Like he revives.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he comes out of her
right.
mouth,
And
yeah.
Like
then-
he would be fine. He'd
and
be
she was filled
A-okay.
with the drug.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then he was
Bastard.
poisoned by her, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened. That's what happened.
Fucking dick. I don't like him.
God,
He's the
I
worst.
just-
no one comes inside
People
my
that
woman.
would be Ulquiorra. Xyloparo, Mayuri. Mayuri would beat Xylopar.
Nemu.
Or, no, no.
Did beats out. Oh,
She
you think
spit on him.
Mayuri would be able to beat
Yeah,
Ulquiorra?
Yes. It would take one swift of poison. He's done. It'd be it.
You
Keep
know,
pocket poison on you. That's
I-
how you beat him.
Is that show that's Death Battles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to run that.
It would just be over. It's
I don't know. You have that belief. I just don't see it.
what do you mean?
I
How?
just think he's too strong.
Who?
Ulquiorra.
You're out of your mind.
I think it's just brute strength at a certain point just surpasses all that other shit. And I
Well,
know he
no,
has
because
instant regeneration.
if it's brute strength, then Yami wins.
You are
everything.
forgetting the point where, for some reason, and I said this earlier, Ulquiorra has no abilities for some reason. None.
instant regeneration.
That is his ability, I guess.
And-
but all the other Hollows have legit abilities, or Espadas. They have legit
Yeah.
abilities.
What is
like the
fucking
eye
Yami's?
guy, he would kill fucking Ulquiorra too.
What was his? It was like if
He would land his sight on you. You like it
Like, he
creates that
controls
little,
it.
like, thing.
He
Yeah,
controls it.
Controls it.
You just take
God.
one fucking eye.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's like everybody else has a legit ability.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Why were we so hyped for this fight?
But I'm just it's
Animation-wise.
a cool fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the animation gets bonkers.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other Espada would beat him. How's he gonna beat Bargon? He can't.
Yeah, that's right. Bargon just disintegrates everything.
Yeah, I guess stay really far away with the spear and hope for the best.
And if he can just
But like,
keep
if you
whipping 'em
remember, he doesn't lose to the soy fawn thing point blank. He loses to the fucking Hachi putting the arm inside of him.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah, which is totally dumb, by the way, which we'll talk about when we fucking get there.
Also, okay, I have a gripe. Obviously, I have a gripe with the outro for different reasons, but you have a gripe with the outro. I have a gripe with this intro because most of the Bleach intros have been not very spoilery. Like, they've been pretty good.
this intro was
this
It was like,
spoilery.
let me just show you Vasto Lorde
Holy
Ichigo.
shit.
Let me just show
Yami.
you full Yami. Let me show you Soifon's
They show you people getting stabbed too.
Ulquiorra
Yeah.
Segunda Etapa fighting.
Let me just show you all the visors showing up.
Is
and releasing their
Love
swords.
the guy with the green tracksuit?
Yeah, with the
They show him showing up, ripping somebody in two. Also,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they
yep, they spoil a lot in that
it's
opening.
insane. And
No
it was
fucks
out
were
of
given
nowhere.
at this
It was
time.
Wander Why shows up.
Yep.
Oh
It's
god,
like-
yeah. They show what Kensei in Bankai.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it's like
Immediately.
okay.
Yep,
They didn't even try.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, like you said, they've been good beforehand. But
I just always like the Bleach intros.
if I was watching this airing, I would give everybody a fat warning. Be like, yo,
Yeah.
skip this opening. Like, it's
Also-
a banger, but skip this opening.
we can't tell if it's a Hulu bullshit thing. They apparently just out of nowhere with the spoilers
Yeah.
decided to add full recaps of the current episode you're about to watch.
This is what you're
Yeah,
gonna watch now.
but
I don't remember
they
that being a
double
thing.
down. They don't
Yeah.
just so they do that. They do the preview in the episode, then the episode starts, then they go back and show you more of the
Yeah.
last episode. So they're like doubling down on this happening.
and it's almost like what I would say 7 minutes you lose to all this
Yep.
shit. Like
Yep.
even if you could include the outro, it's insane.
It is crazy.
But like, fucking Ulquiorra fighting Ichigo and Ulquiorra about to stab him with the lance, and he grabs it. They're just like, I
Oh, that
swear
was
that was in the
badass.
No, it
fucking.
wasn't.
That
You
wasn't
sure?
there,
Josh,
though.
you weren't even sitting down for that opening.
I feel like I
You
I
were-
walked
you were
by.
walking
I
by.
walked by.
No.
So the part I think you heard us talking about it because you're like, what?
Oh,
Yeah, because
We
you were
see it-
you were in your room making your coffee.
They show his orange hair flicking up with the really long hair.
weird.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, yo, did they just
I'm-
spoil that he fucking comes back?
and then I
that's
screamed,
it.
"Spoilers!"
I swear, like vividly seeing him grab the.
No, I
orange-
think you just like that scene because it is a cool scene.
I didn't remember it.
I mean,
though.
I don't remember much of those, but I'm
I'm-
pretty sure they don't
It's
show.
not a hill I'm willing to die on, but it just seems like they were just on a trend of like, hey, remember that cool thing that didn't happen yet? We're gonna show that to you.
Because
right
yeah,
now.
for that one, I remember that episode. They don't show anything after, like, so the hair happens and they showed like a scared Orihime.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
and they
that's
also
it.
show like fucking Yami coming in and like
Yes.
wrecking the place.
Yeah.
But it was a weird twist. I don't like that they did that.
Yeah, the whole.
I
like,
don't think that's regular Bleach. I,
I
think
mean,
that
let's
might be
fucking
something
call it a
else.
twist because
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck they're doing that at the beginning.
Yeah, they're just
It
like
spoils the episode big time.
because it's not just we came back after. However, fucking almost a year of Zanpakuto Rebellion
Yes.
arc,
Yeah.
and they hit us with a fucking double down of the recap episode, and then they're like, you know what, everyone likes recaps and fucking spoilers.
The recap episode, well, I didn't think was very bad, by the way. I thought
It
was fine.
wasn't.
No, that
They
one
kind
was
of
well
went
done.
all over the place.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but it just, yeah, it didn't make sense. And then
Yeah, they get you the tiny recap beforehand, the recap opening or the spoiler opening,
yeah,
and then they just totally ruin it. It's like, okay, cool.
and in case you didn't know, Orihime, Yoruichi was black. They just decided in the outro to put a fucking afro. And Sam, the entire time we were watching this, it's not her. Who is the random black chick?
So here was I wasn't saying like, oh, like that's not her. Obviously, it's Yoruichi.
That's not his Yoruichi.
I'm saying that if I was to show that to anybody, the rabid anime fan, I cut her out of the thing. Like I get a fucking
Who is
PNG.
that?
What anime she's from? I even let you guess what anime she's from.
You could have done it.
You would not get it. You would not get it at all.
Yeah.
Well, that was the point. It's like that style. It's like
you could get Orihime and Rengiku.
Yeah.
You could totally
exactly. I totally agree with that. But I fully agree with Yoruichi. She did not look like her.
Nothing like her.
You would have to cut the afro out, and then I would still be hard pressed to be like,
Yeah.
what is she? Because she didn't look like her at all. Like there was no orange, nothing to lead to it. It was weird.
It's like, that's what I was saying. It was like
Was the hair purple?
I don't
know.
Well, it was like in a dark room.
It was
So it could have been purple. It could have not been.
It was a banger of like a visual outro. I know you guys like the song. I don't personally like it, but I thought like the outro was banging. It felt like an intro for me.
Yeah, the
like
outro was banging. You're correct.
But that was the normal style Bleach intro I would see where they're like
No. The intros were always them
intros
fighting.
were always different. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the intros were always them fighting, except for the very first one.
Yeah.
Which
And then
is
we
them
had-
in the regular clothes.
And then even the one where all three of the girls were singing, there
And
was
dancing?
fighting in the background in it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with like fighting, but like it seemed like that was like the aesthetic. Like they had like some
the
pop
ending,
culture.
So
The endings for
not
Bleach have
counting
always
the
been
first
like
one.
that.
The ending for Bleach were always them in like plain clothes.
Yeah.
That was like
Okay.
always them.
I
It's like-
always love that.
Yeah, like as many as I can think of from the top of my head right now, they're always plain clothes. The exception would be the opening for the first one where they're like OG fucking
They do have
outfits.
like one fight scene. I show that purposely to people. I'm like, can you tell me what this anime is about? And they're like, I don't know, fucking teenagers hanging out in high school.
You do that
It's
for
like,
a lot of things.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a point.
Yeah.
But
No, I feel like most animes, it's like they show you, like it's a popular thing to do the spoilery shit for your intro. Like Black Clover specifically. Like just
I
fucking
just feel like those are
eats
the
all
ones
that.
you've seen though. as of
Maybe.
lately.
there's a lot that don't spoil with openings. But I skip most of the openings just in case because I'm not going to play the game.
You've been hurt. And then Bleach led you for a few fucking years. And they're like, yeah, we got you, boy. Don't you worry.
But like a lot of I give benefit of the doubt. A lot of anime now are pretty good about it. Obviously, the latest Black Clover one that you mentioned is really bad.
That one's bad.
This one we just watched for Bleach is really bad.
You know what I just realized with the amount of like episodes they have that because we got to like 270.
Yeah.
We're 5.5 years into Bleach.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
That is crazy. That is really crazy.
It is super weird to see that because I was thinking, I was like, it's taken us a long time to get to where we're at. I know we're only
But I
watching
do feel
5
like where we're
episodes a
at
week.
right now, like specifically animation wise, it's looking really good. It's looking really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next couple of
Like
fights.
the stuff we watched before, obviously discounting the movies, it is very clearly an old anime, very clearly. But it's like now they've switched over and it looks fantastic.
I don't remember when they started adding like 3D models. Did you feel like there was a few scenes where it looked like they had like 3D model?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think
There
this
was like some smoke.
I feel like 3D didn't come around until later.
are you talking
I see what you mean.
effects?
Like
Yeah, some of the
Ooh,
effects
I don't
were
know
a
if I
little
would have
3D.
noticed that.
There was some smoke that they had when it was the Ulquiorra, when it was like
when he blew
Hollow
when they
Ichigo.
blew it up.
Yeah,
and when they clashed.
There was also like shrapnel that was like really well drawn. Like when his fucking mask came off, it shattered into a bunch of pieces, and it was like hyper detailed.
Yeah.
And there's one time
I remember the mask scene. I don't remember thinking it was CG, but I don't know.
I don't know if that one necessarily.
I really
was.
like the
It
scene
just-
where he smashes the sword into his face.
Which
Ulquiorra.
one?
Yeah, that was good.
I can't remember.
He puts the sword up and Ulquiorra just smashes it straight
yeah.
into his face and breaks the mask.
Yeah, that was good. But there's another part where Ichigo is full hollow and he's walking and he goes like back side and side, and I think he's walking up to Uryu after he tossed the sword at him, and he looked like kind of 3D.
I didn't get that at all. That being said, I wasn't like laser
Fully paying
focused on it,
attention, yeah.
but
I feel like if it was like early 3D though, you would have totally realized. So I think it was just really well animated and it had like a weird depth to it or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. The shading was fire.
I mean, overall, the fight was still really good.
Yeah.
I kind of like it's a classic Bleach fight. Like looking at it now, like through 2021, where there's not actually a lot of fighting going on.
It's so annoying.
It's very philosophical, back and forth.
That's what I was gonna
lots of
say.
talking.
And even like when one side Ichigo is full on like monster.
Yeah.
Ulquiorra is still trying to talk to him. Like there's a
like,
time where
"Hello
they're
in there."
fighting, and he goes, It's like, or it's like, come here, or something like that. Like,
Oh,
tells him you're not getting away.
Yeah.
It's like, Doc, he can't hear you. Like, why are we talking?
Also, no, I know what scene you're talking about. It was like right after they started fighting, and he's like, not anymore. And he like does a power stance.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
It was such
He
a
talks to
weird-
him a couple of times.
But
A
it's
couple
super,
of times.
It's super weird.
It's like, Dog, Ulquiorra, if you were less talkative and more focusing on fighting, you might have done better.
he's instant regenerating. I don't know what you're talking about. Like he's too
It's
busy.
like,
That's
it's
his-
ridiculous.
He kept his ability to talk during battle at super
Yeah.
speeds and instant regeneration. But I would be cool with the philosophy stuff because like there's like some where they get like really deep philosophy.
Yeah. I'm saying almost every Bleach fight is like that.
It is,
Almost, yeah.
but it's not good philosophy. It's just kind of like I'm a 16-year-old and this is kind of edgy.
Some of it's like, I didn't think the
There-
Ulquiorra
I'm-
stuff was very bad.
I'm not no Ulquiorra is one of those guys where he's like very nihilist, where he's just kind of like he's like
All right, what's one of the bad ones?
just anytime Ichigo talks or when Renji talks.
He doesn't have an example is what this is. I will fight you to the ends of earth.
You think Ichigo has one-liners that are super fucking
You like the one where
inspirational.
he said, I don't know why, or I don't know how I'm going to be,
I
but I
didn't
have
say
to
I liked
fight.
it.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
I play back the tapes. He said he liked
Fuck.
it.
You know what? You're right. I did say I like it. Okay, fair. Okay, I'm not saying all Ichigo fucking quotes. I did say all.
Well, what's
Ichigo
one that you
quotes.
think is bad?
This is putting me on the spot. Everything just got wiped out of my brain. My mind is Ulquiorra
I'm just
fading away to
obviously there's
dust.
going to be cheesy lines. It's going to happen, but I don't think there's any like philosophical stuff that I can think of off the top of my head where it's like ooh like that doesn't apply.
He
Says a lot of deep shit though.
I don't
even
feel like it's
in,
super deep. It's like fake deep is I guess where I feel whenever there's like a conversation. When it's like the bad guy, like Ulquiorra, or say like maybe a Stark, where it's just like I want to be lazy and have like here's the conversation, or Kiraku. Those I feel like are philosophical fights. Like I can get those, but like whenever Ichigo's in the fight, it's just like I have to because I must. Like those are the only philosophies.
Which
I have.
you said you liked.
It was. He said it brazenly. It was just he was outwardly saying, "I cannot. I never saw myself winning this fight. I just have to." That was cool, but it's like
I feel like that's all he says.
yeah, the way he said it, like the stuff he was saying, like I never once saw myself actually winning this fight. You're making me double down on this argument, and you're gonna cut it.
Well, I'm just wondering where this is coming from. I don't know. You're basically saying every line Ichigo says is crap.
I didn't say every line is crap.
He said
It's
every
just
fight he's in.
it feels like every fight is just pretty much like no, fuck you.
Yeah. What is shown in for 500, please?
Are they in 2s and 4s? Come on,
Sorry,
man.
600. No, there's a 500. Is
Yeah,
there a
there's
500 category?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm really going to take you two for Jeopardy expertise.
I don't
Okay.
know. Is there?
It's 2,
200,
4,
400,
6, 8,
600,
12,
800.
10, and 12.
I guess so. I don't know.
I don't have a phone.
Sure.
Once again,
Sure.
I can't fucking Google. Sam's gonna fucking check this shit
Sure,
when he's
this
editing.
maybe there is. I don't know.
If there's an overdub over your 500, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
600.
Do we have anything else we want to say about the fight? Because I feel like it's pretty well covered. It's obviously one of the most iconic fights in all of Bleach.
Yeah,
We did
Followed
enjoy
by
it
the most-
despite all the little like.
It was very good. I
Yeah.
would still say it's very, very good.
yeah.
It's just, not a ton
Nitpicking
of action
pretty
to it.
much.
There could have been, I wish there would have been cooler scenes added to it.
Yeah, they could have just fought for a few episodes. Like it was
Yeah.
pretty concise. It was like we only watched 5
Like,
episodes.
it got-
and it's over.
It got a little repetitive having to see Ulquiorra throwing it into pillars about 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
That was a little repetitive.
It was
And-
super weird too. Like some of the pillars broke way more easily. Like
Yeah.
I remember when Grimjow had those fucking rocket things.
Yes.
And he shot him. And he's like, "You got hit by 6 of those."
Well,
and
did you
blew
even
up
put
the pillar."
together that they're on the roof still and there's
Yeah.
just pillars all over for some reason?
Fuck.
It's just like,
Aesthetic.
why are they on the roof? Like, what is that?
I normally have flaws with that. I get so mad. Like apparently the top of the fucking dome is invincible unless Ichigo does.
Like, I'm going to
something.
need to see another picture of Las Noches and see if there's a whole bunch of pillars up there because
It wasn't. No, there were like.
There's a couple pillars, but there's not a
huge-ass fucking
lot.
Pillars.
Yeah.
But the pillars you're talking about, there was none.
They just appeared.
It's just a fucking dome, homie.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Oh, one last thing
Okay.
on the Rukia and bullshit fight. Rukia is straight on killed in Espada, by the way, and I don't know why she's having trouble with.
Because he has
Tree
the
guy.
power of creation.
But like, so this is a question I want to ask the people who are going to watch this and maybe get this far. She has the power to create the ice pillar out of nowhere.
She
I
didn't
don't
use it.
remember. I don't remember the name of that power. She does not use that in this fight. Why? Why does she not use it in
Tsukishiro,
this fight?
I think it is.
So she has one where she shoots it straight forward, another
Yep.
one where she makes it go straight
Yeah.
up. she talks about she can't get close enough, but I feel like I've seen her do it from a pretty far distance.
So
I feel the same thing.
I remember in the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc, I'm not gonna butcher her fucking Zanpakuto's name, but she can like yeet it.
Yeah.
And she's like, you could do it from so far away. She's like, you don't know how to do it.
So no Shirayuki.
Yeah, that. Just repeat that whenever I go to say it. And then she can do it. I feel like she can do it within like 10 feet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Then she pulls this random fucking one where I stab the ground and it makes a fucking like. What did she do? There was no trail.
Around towards him
that shit was dumb. It makes no sense because she has never ever done that before. Where she like specifically makes a little ice trail to him and then stabs it. That's a horrible move.
If she did the other one, she would have won like 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Like, she should have soloed that guy. Like, it should have been like, even he was like, I was granted the power of creation, yet I still couldn't make a spot. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to fucking butcher you then.
Yeah.
It's like,
she was able to beat the one low tier Espada and was like, I can eat it.
And then
like,
Renji's
this is
like,
game over.
I thought you had this.
Yeah. She really did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was making it seem at the end like, oh, I was just kind of analyzing your moves. I understand how you work. It's like, yeah, but
well, she was talking about how, like, oh, I can't get close enough, or he keeps making his guys jump in front of it, where it's like, the one move that she does do where she shoots the ice forward, surely that would just go through one guy. Like, it's not going to stop at one guy. What is that?
Hakuren?
When she shoots it straight forward, it gets blocked by, like, two guys.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, that's it.
No, when she hits all those guys, clearly it makes a wall. She's Mei
But, like,
from
why
Overwatch.
doesn't it go through? Like, as a lance. Like, what the hell?
Oh, no, the only lance we're allowed for this episode, budget-wise, was Ulquiorra's, and he kept tossing them off the fucking side.
It was crazy. It was like there was no reason why Rukia didn't just mollywop that guy.
I would have been okay if she said, I can't do the fucking pillar because I can't get close enough. But at no point. But meanwhile, fucking Uryu's like, remember that move that I said was almost impossible to do? I did it again.
Yeah.
And I
By
did it
myself.
with pillars just to flex.
And like Uryu shows up, right? And he immediately runs off. I was trying to wind down this episode, but
I'm so sorry.
Uryu immediately runs off and goes to help Ichigo. It seems like he could have one-shot the
Yami.
Arankar. No, the Arankar.
No,
the
the
trio.
yeah.
He was the best fitted match to the guy who created everything, the guy who could create thousands of arrows a second.
Yep.
1,400 arrows per second.
Seemed like
to be
he's the
correct.
best match to instantly glack that guy, and he dicks off.
And he could have still fought Yami.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he shows up and just fucking glacks like, what, 3
He had
olives?
plenty of time left, really, yeah.
And they made those guys seem way more difficult earlier on, and
Yeah.
then Rukia's just on there in war of attrition for fucking
Yep.
3 days.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I need food at some point.
It makes, like, I think, easy to say, we all like the episode. They were all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there's
Those
a
are the
lot to
least
pick
memorable
apart
fights.
about, like, someone should have had a strategy plan before going into this,
Yeah.
because you guys fucked this up.
Yeah. They should have had Uryu fucking write these, because he had
Yes,
everything
and he
planned
dipped
out.
He
off.
plans everything.
He's supposed to be the strategy guy, and he dipped.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant write the fucking story.
Oh.
I am curious, though. You kind of brought it up earlier, and this is like my final question. You said Ichigo dies. When he goes to Soul Society and he forgets everything,
Oh, he's
does
bringing
everyone
back
else
your
remember that? Does anyone else
Yeah, I
remember
think everybody
that?
else
Everyone
remember
would
that.
remember that. They'd all still be alive. The
So
young ones, at
what
least.
needs to happen is they lose, right? He goes to Soul Society, and then they also, like, they either, maybe Soul Society, they both lose. Maybe both sides lose. It's a bad
Okay.
go. And then the other side's like, fuck, we need to find Ichigo. He should be in Soul Society. Or they're maybe moping, and then like, fuck, what are we going to do? And then like, oh, like, Ichigo Kurosaki died. And they're really sad about it, like, wait, isn't he a human? And then they have to go try and
Yeah.
find
And then
Ichigo.
And then
Pikachu starts
Aizen's like,
crying
I
and
want
resurrects him.
Ichigo. Bring him to me. We'll raise him here.
Could you imagine like a wounded Aizen going back to like Las Noches after that fight? That would be fucking dope.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
me a fucking.
He
ooh.
loses his eye and permanently has an eye patch.
Oh, I love it. And then he just gets a chair out of nowhere and
Yeah.
just sits up there. Oh.
Well, you can still get the chair. Like, everything else can still happen later,
Mhm.
What if he does when he gets the Hogyoku to activate, but he still like kind of loses and is forced back to Las Noches? So he does the chair thing, so he gets super fucking powerful the whole time while Ichigo's training in Soul Society. I
Yeah.
like this.
That'd be pretty good.
I'm going with it on my end, but
It's-
I still
it's
like
Sam's
your
abridged.
idea.
Maybe
story.
he cocoons up. Like,
Yeah.
like he gets the Hogyoku, and then he gets so wounded he has to cocoon up. So, like, someone comes and
Oh.
takes him back and is like, yo, later, we'll be back whenever.
And then just seal up fucking Las Noches.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
fuck out of that. And
'Cause,
you can see slowly as the power mullet grows out of the cocoon. That's when you
Yeah.
gotta get ready for it. That would be so cool.
Because I was just thinking about that because, like, Ichigo basically shows up to Waco Mundo, so says the dub, and steamrolls his way through the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, obviously, he does have some trouble,
It's
but he
Ulquiorra only.
takes on person after person after person
Yeah.
after person. and he's either saved or beats them every time.
Yep.
And it's not much of a competition if one guy is going to come in and mollywop half of your forces.
That's a good point. And I wonder how much stronger he would get as a Shinigami, like a full-fledged Shinigami, like if he's dead.
I don't think he would get that much stronger because there was one part in the Ulquiorra fight where he was taking on Ishida at that time, and he's like, "Oh, you're a human, so you're limited."
Yeah.
I think he said something like, "You'd be much more powerful if you weren't human." So I think I would assume that the fact that he's in Soul Reaper form already, like there's not going to be much more of a power gain to that.
So like 1,000-Year Blood War arc, he's got Fullbring, Quincy, and Hollow, and fucking Shinigami powers. Does he lose any powers when he dies? Like, does he lose Fullbring and fucking Quincy powers?
I would imagine he'd lose Fullbring.
Those are human people.
I would guess he would lose Hollow. I would say he guess.
Yeah, I think he has to restart.
Because like, isn't the Hollow attached to
Shinji?
But isn't the Hollow attached to his body?
No, well, Shinji and all.
Well, I guess the Hollow, he uses the Hollow form in Soul Reaper form.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
He might carry the.
But then he also uses Quincy stuff. They didn't think this one through.
Well, no, obviously the fucking moral of the story. They didn't think this one through.
Yep. Philosophy. But yeah, because he uses Quincy stuff while in Soul Reaper form. So if the logic applies that he would lose Hollow, yikes.
Yeah.
Why would they do this? I honestly want to see a rewrite of Bleach where they cut out like all the nonsense filler stuff.
Yeah, Bleach
and have him
Brotherhood.
die. Bleach Brotherhood, but have him die. I want to see that. That would be cool.
I mean, I would just love to see like, so I was thinking about this at work. So I have a girl at work. This is Bleach related. Who she's just getting into anime and she's watching a lot. So she's like done My Hero Academia, loved it.
Yeah.
She tried Attack on Titan, did like the first season. It was a little bit too emo for her, so she stopped.
Oh, okay.
Now she's doing Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which she really likes, but she's like watching in like a couple episode chunks at a go.
I get you.
Isn't that one super emo too, though?
No.
Yeah, that's why. That's why she's
okay.
only doing like a couple of episodes
okay.
at a chunk.
It's dark.
Really like it's really front loaded dark.
Yeah.
So, but like once you get past, that's a fun adventure.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to think, like she is also watched all of Naruto, all
Jesus.
and she loved it. She was like it was like her boyfriend's favorite, and then she fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, like One Piece gets really good rep, and then like for us, the big three that grown up was obviously One Piece, Bleach, Naruto.
Yep.
I don't know if I would recommend Bleach to anybody. I honestly don't know if I would recommend Bleach to anybody.
I think it's really hard for someone to get back into it.
I agree.
I think it's meant for people like us who watched it growing up.
But like I seriously, and it's like the new season is coming on. I just don't know if I would recommend the show.
Would you recommend just 1,000-Year Blood War arc if they?
I don't know. I don't know if they would enjoy it.
I don't know if they would get it.
Oh yeah, because there's so much build-up.
Yeah.
Because what's your option? Is somebody on the fucking forums speed runs Bleach and tells you what exact episodes to watch so that you get the most
I know
experience?
they are releasing all the Blu-rays now, and they've done all of the first parts, so I'm interested to see how that looks.
Got you.
But I think it's just a mixture of it. It's kind of on the older side,
dated.
which is fine. But it's like Naruto kind of is too, but it is riddled with fillers.
I don't think I could watch like original Naruto again. Like I think
like Naruto.
Yeah, I think there's
you
like
probably
obviously
could up to a point because I think original Naruto to a point is very
it's pretty
it's
good.
grounded,
like
almost.
grounded,
it's good up until Sasuke leaves.
And then at a certain part they start fit like I think if I remember correctly, like the back part of Naruto is bad. Like
it's just covered in fillers.
And I think you are right. After Sasuke leaves is when it gets riddled.
Yeah.
So it's like there's certain parts that are just like I can't recommend Bleach because I would want to be like love the bounce obviously.
Yeah.
But like for the prime viewing experience, skip that shit. Like if you want to get the best viewing experience, skip all the fillers straight up. You don't need to see anything.
There's so like I think I brought it up and you guys kind of disagree, but there's like episodes like the fucking half hybrid filler shit that we got today. There was fucking fights that were just kind of drawn out that didn't need to be in the anime.
I feel like for Bleach it'd be great if you just watch up until Soul Society arc and if
just watch Eyes and float away, and you're like, fuck. Hope they get that guy.
At that point, you'd figure out if they're hooked or not, because the Soul Society arc is great.
I still remember the Uryu versus Mayuri fight. Like that shit was fire as fuck.
But like, I'm just saying, so I'm thinking specifically. Let's say someone watches My Hero Academia, and it's like, ooh, I was like, I don't think I would recommend Bleach. I'd be like,
it's because My Hero Academia just took it a step further with the animation.
Maybe the way to do it would be like if they like that.
No. It's the story. Like literally, the story's nonstop. There's no boring parts.
Well, the thing with the story with My Hero, it relates to a
almost.
lot of people here too because it's a superhero thing.
But I mean, Black Clover, fucking nonstop all the way through. Like it's insane how fucking good that is.
I think the way to do it. And this is how I would probably do it and see if they would be interested in watching it. And like even then that feels bad because like we love Bleach. Obviously that's why we're doing this podcast.
But we're holding like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah. But it's like I'm not so sure from like if I take that away from me and look at it from an outside perspective, on recommending that to anybody.
Yeah.
And I would say the way to do that would be to get them maybe watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Do Jujutsu Kaisen, see what
That
they
makes
think
a lot
on
of
that.
sense, yeah.
Because it kind of got similar tones, kind of like a dark, like, and they fuck with spirit stuff.
Okay.
Kind of see what they feel about that, and then be like, hey, you know, try Bleach, and just see what you think about Bleach. And I would recommend the same thing. Watch the first arc, because obviously that's classic.
Yeah.
That's classic stuff.
And it's super good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so,
the first
like,
act, or the whole first bit is
So,
great.
and I think that would be the way to do it. But it's like, that's a hard sell. That's a real hard sell. When it's like, when you could just like, you know, for Full Metal Alchemist, like, oh, watch Full Metal Alchemist.
Hitman
Brotherhood.
Reborn or all of Bleach. Who do you think you can get sold more easily?
That's all Bleach, easy. All Bleach.
Yeah.
Hitman Reborn, because like, so Hitman Reborn has all of the entry fee at the front.
Okay.
Bleach has all of the entry fee right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like all of it. And it's not good. It's really like they needed someone to go through and do a director's cut.
Why do you think we like it though? Why do you think we liked it? Because we were watching it airing, we were reading it weekly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious if it was just because no one else was doing like what
I
My
don't
Hero
know.
was doing.
Maybe that's a problem. Maybe there's just stuff out there that's done it better.
But it's also we can now go through a season and then wait for a year and get the next season instead of having to sit through fillers. And Bleach was, you know, notorious for
But
all
I mean,
those
even
fillers.
if you cut out all the fillers, is Bleach still like a super enjoyable fucking watch, like all the way through, or does it feel like it kind of drags at times?
To tell you the truth, I can't answer that question.
Yeah.
I think we're too biased on that.
I've never done that before. I don't know.
I think part of the reason we liked it is we were younger, so it was kind of like we had imagination for shit, because there was like a lot of hype stuff, like, oh, you know, whose Bankai can do this, blah blah blah. Like, we still don't know anybody's fucking Bankai but like that, and then we already know now watching back, it's like, oh, Shinji's got this cool fucking Shikai, and they can do all this cool stuff, and Aizen's just god tier. Like, you see those characters. Remember when we saw Stark fucking show up for the first time and we fucking lost our shit?
Yeah.
It's because we knew he was a badass, not because like, oh, he's just one of the Espada that just showed up.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a nostalgia factor that's keeping us liking this, because I think it's just not written to
I
today's
just think
standards.
I honestly think, I think you hit the nail on the head earlier, that I think there's just anime that, for, let's say we pick Bleach apart and take all the parts we like of Bleach. I just think there's anime that have just done those parts better at this point. And I think Bleach is fantastic. I love Bleach. I really do. Really looking forward to the 1,000 Year Blood War arc, but I would not recommend this to anybody.
They had a cauldron with all the right parts, and they just watered it down too much.
Yeah.
And so it's the Mayuri potion all over.
And obviously
again.
this was the thing to do, like, back in the day, where it's like, we're not stopping the cash cow. We're going to keep this thing fucking running. Where it's like, now they're much more open to stopping. Like, Black Clover just stopped. Like, they obviously did fillers for a little bit, and
At
they
a
stopped.
fucking off.
Yeah, they stopped at a great
But it's like, that's the way to do it. Same thing like with My Hero Academia. They just take breaks. Like, just take a break. Don't
And how
ruin your
hyped
show.
do you get? Like, I get, like, obviously we have our fucking gripes with like coming back to My Hero, and it's just a recap episode. Like, that shit.
Well, for
gripes.
me and Sam, we just go ahead and read. Once we're done at a certain point, we just read.
But the purpose of fucking anime is to sell manga. So I would say, if you like get fucking this burning itch and you want,
and
to
if anybody ever question it, it works. By the way,
oh my god,
as someone who works at a bookstore, it hella works.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a new hit anime, it's like we're getting the manga in spades, and it goes crazy.
Well, what do you do as soon as like you finish something and you know it's not done? Like, you go and look up shit like
Fucking Hunter.
Yeah, R.I.P.
But like you want to consume more of it to get to the very fucking end. Like, half the reason I read
agree.
Wikipedia stuff is because I never
That's just
read.
you. No one else. does
no one
that.
does
No
that,
one
yeah.
else goes to the Wikipedia afterwards to spoil it for themselves.
I get intrigued. I want to see.
Just read the stuff, like the actual content.
That's a lot of work. I could
I
just
don't
get
know,
a
man.
Spark
This
This
Notes.
fucking
guy.
guy, dude. Why watch any anime? Just read all the Wikipedia for it.
I need some.
He wants to be
basis.
on the channel.
I need to see what the characters look like.
All right,
you
watch
know.
the first episode, then just switch to the Wikipedia.
Not all the first characters. Not all the first episode characters are in the fucking Wikipedia. I get where you mean, but I just like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe that is just me.
Maybe the way to do it would be to recommend the manga.
I
Maybe
agree,
that's
that's
the way
fair.
to do it.
I think so, because there's also stuff you can do in the manga that you can't do on TV at this point, because we couldn't see Urio's hand getting ripped off.
But that sucks because like the soundtrack for Bleach is fire.
Yeah.
It is. So
Fire.
what you do is you watch those YouTube videos where they
Okay,
have the fucking.
I get the person to read it right next to me, and I will play the soundtrack
wait, you turned that way too fast.
when I deem
Hold on.
necessary.
You
Yeah.
keep playing Shining Star. It's the best fucking one.
Yeah.
I think you're right. The manga would be good, because I feel like Bleach as an anime is just the manga fucking kind of adapted. Like,
It's watered down
yeah,
it's
hard.
punch
Yeah.
talk. punch, talk, and I feel like that's most manga. Like they still get like some things.
Yeah, so
in
like
there.
One Piece kind of has that problem. Like, so for Wano arc, no spoilers incoming, don't worry. But for Wano arc, they are purposely filling in, like they're adding stuff.
Yeah, they're adding.
So like
Oh.
instead
What,
of
in
just
the anime?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
just instead of straight adapting, like let's say a fight scene in particular, I'm not gonna point anyone out, but a fight scene in the anime where they kind of talk, they maybe clash once, they move on. They're like adding like extra clash and like fights to it, so they're actually fighting instead of
Does
it
that
just-
make it better for you though?
I mean, I don't watch it, so I read it.
It makes
I'm-
it better for me.
I would be cool with it if it adds to the story, like if it just like develops whatever they were trying to tell in the manga. But if it's just literally to do the fucking filler,
No,
whole
you're so
time-
wrong. We were just talking about this earlier.
No, but it's like the filler thing. If you do fillers, do them right, kind of thing. Like don't put a filler.
Yeah, but
in there
so
just
you
to
were
fill.
just in the middle of saying that if it adds something to the story, you're okay with it. But if it's just adding it just to add content, you're not.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. What they should do is, which is what they did do, which I think is the correct move. It was a big controversy. Fluff out the fights. Like the fight
Okay.
shouldn't be ending like we were just bagging on the
Like
Ulquiorra
two-
versus Ichigo fight where they
2-3
they
flashes.
talk and then they move on. They talk and they move on.
Yeah.
Where instead they're actually padding out, so they're fighting. Like
Gotcha.
they are actually fighting. It's not just like a, hey, I'm gonna talk and then we're gonna do a couple slashes, then we're gonna bounce back out. And we're gonna talk again.
Gotcha.
Instead, they're actually making it so they're having a fight, doing cool moves, and then
Okay.
going back out.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, because like it, I mean, you said it. Then the manga is that.
Yeah.
It's like that is what a manga is, where it's like because they're just doing the panels.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of times you get a big text bubble in one panel, and then
And
they
the next
show.
one has to be like that fucking
Yeah.
glorious
Yep.
punch.
They
or
show like
something
maybe a couple of hits, and
Yeah.
then they go back out to talking because they're doing a comic. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Where it's like in the anime, they should be doing that. Like
Yeah.
they should be like, hey, you guys, this fight that I did on my comic, they're fighting. I just I am limited.
But see, the Bleach storyboard is Uryu has like that one move that he said
Yeah.
was impossible. Forget that impossible part. We can just throw that in every time he fights.
We didn't even talk about how they've just completely become blood averse all of a sudden. I don't know what that is, but
Blood adverse.
yeah, they are showing no blood.
Yeah.
They show some of it, but they don't show it when the thing gets
It goes
cut off.
black and gray.
Like Ulquiorra got his hand cut off. They show blood on the screen, but it's not attached to anything. It's just black liquid.
Well, yeah,
And-
yeah, they're not. It's not. I guess maybe. Sorry, it's not like red blood. It's like it's
Yeah.
liquids.
yeah.
No,
It's,
I feel like they've been always like that. Do they have blood? Oh, early Bleach had blood. Like when he was
you might
fighting
be right.
Grand
Yeah,
Fisher,
yeah,
he
yeah.
got fucked up.
yeah, they became really blood averse.
I think it's because it moved to a different time slot.
And this is
Yeah.
the one that I remember because we were reading the manga at this point 100%. And we came
Oh.
back to watch this, and I remember we watched it and was like, "Yo, they snap Uryu's arm
didn't
instead of
even
cutting
show
it
it.
off."
Yeah.
They didn't even show him snapping it. He just
Yeah.
grabbed,
Just grabbed
it,
it.
and he couldn't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I remember him being. You think it's the English version that didn't get the snap? Because I feel like I remember seeing someone at least snap his arm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they
We'd have to
do
go
show
back
you
and look at
everything
the raw.
up to that point. Like they show him grabbing the arm and and then they do go to the black, like we
Yeah.
were talking. But yeah, I don't
And
know.
you hear a crick, but that's about
Well, yeah,
it.
they crack the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like it is weird that they decided, and it's like why not just like Ichigo gets a hole blown through his chest? Why not cut off Uryu's hand? What is the difference here?
Well, so the cutting of the hand, he doesn't get it sealed, so it would bleed out and he would die. Ichigo is already dead.
Well, I mean, he
and
also gets a sword pulled out of his stomach, so
Yeah.
He was bleeding. He was bleeding. Yeah, I don't know.
it's just weird that they draw the line in certain places. Like where
It's weird when they hit people and they clearly draw like spit or the fucking one Arankar chick. It was throw up.
yeah, Minoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got fucking hit and just barf came out. It's
Yeah.
like, really? I feel like
Yeah.
blood would be better at this point. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I
it's weird.
agree with Jose. I think it's the fucking time slot shit, but it just, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
Okay, well, we're gonna call it on that. Man, this was an episode of despair,
Yeah.
really. So, thanks for watching this episode of Bleach Boys. Let us know in the comments down below or tweet at us. Would you recommend Bleach to someone just starting to watch anime? Like,
Yeah.
they're 2021. Let's just say they could have watched any new anime. Let's say Doctor Stone, My Hero Academia, Demon
God
Slayer.
damn.
Any of
Yeah.
those. Any of like the big new ones. Let's
Yeah.
say they watched one of those and they're looking for something. I don't think you ever do. But let us know in the comments down below or tweet or add us on Instagram. Let us know what you think. We are at the Weebs Guild on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to leave us a like and subscribe to the YouTube if you just found this. And then, of course, if you're listening, be sure to leave us a nice rating and say what's up. We will see you guys next Friday for another episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.